Hey guys, welcome to KP Podcast. Thanks to you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share to your family, friends, actually, loved ones. So we have premiered so far our first episode of the podcast. If you haven't seen it, please go to YouTube, TikTok, and all other form of social media. Please go like and still go to YouTube for full video. So in today's episode, we have two beautiful ladies here, Winnie and Ajok. Welcome to the KP Podcast. So in today's podcast, in this episode, we'll be talking about teen marriages and first early marriages in teens as well. So Ajok and Winnie, please welcome to the show as well. So it is what it is now. You single, she's single, not married, not married, I'm not married. So in today's marriages in South Sudan, what are your views on it?
Thank you so much, Mon, for having me today
Okay.
at the KP podcast. I'm so delighted.
Yeah.
At the same time, I want to thank my sister, Ajok. Thank you for the invitation. I'm really so happy to be here. And I actually like the topic. The topic is a major topic, actually, should be one of the biggest concern
Yeah.
in the country when we talk about teen marriage or early marriages. It's something that has been happening practically in it has a huge percentage of the girls that are involved in that, of the girls that are being affected by the teen marriage in the country. So yes.
So what is it? Because I've attended a lot of weddings actually here in Uganda, in South Sudan as well, and it really shows like how you see the differences in age and all that. So I don't know if it's something like it's the girl's choice that to marry such a man, because mostly you get married today and the following month you're the fifth and or the tenth wife in to the man actually or in the family. So that's really so confusing sometimes. I look at it and I'm like maybe it's love. So the true color actually comes out, when now the marriage is done. It's the family that to show how the marriage is. And later on you find like it's really so confusing. The man is not even talking to the newly married lady or the wife. So how is it like for young girls getting married to the elder aged men actually?
Well, according to my point of view, I would say the what you say teen. Teen means a person, or let's say, for instance, a girl that is at the age of adolescence or below the age of 18 years old.
Yeah.
So when we say teen, actually, it comes with the word forced marriage as well as early marriage. So these girls that are being married at an early age, I think there are so many factors that would lead to that or would cause to early marriages. Of which one of them I would think is the cultural norms that, or the practices or the religion practices that we have in the country or in South Sudan, of which we most of the South Sudanese were analytics. So when it comes to that, we normally come back to our cultures where we think girls are source of wealth. When we think of source of wealth, we think about kettles. Where my sister Ajok, when we are mostly the Nilotics. So if, for instance, you are a Dinka, let's say, so the first thing would come to your parents' mind is the fact that, for you to get married, if Ajok gets married at 350 cows, would that not be like, oh, well?
We are rich, yeah.
It's just like a major impact of, bringing money to the family. Or let's say, for instance, it's like literally selling you out to get something best out of you. So to me, I would think one of the biggest factors is the cultural norms that we still believe in, we still practice. We think that girls are source of wealth in the family. We don't think of other aspects such as, she needs to be educated, she needs to go to school, she needs to be a career woman in future. So to me, I feel like this is one of the leading impacts to as why girls get married at an early age.
Because honestly, I would say there are parents out there who want their kids to finish school or maybe have their choice of on who to marry or who to start a family with. And initially, these girls, you find them like, I would say, yeah, 18 is not bad, or 19. Definitely, you should be married, but you still have bright future
That's
to,
true.
to, to, to look at. Because once you are married, it comes with challenges. You would not be so fully, focused on school, or plan your dreams on how your life would be. So at certain points, you see this girl like they are limited with choices or decisions by the parents, or actually the mothers, or the fathers, because they feel like, I have a friend that wants a friendship, and that friendship may be, Zay's friend as a child.
Yeah.
Let's say a boy that
So you could
all
say
the now
arranged
okay that want
marriage.
to,
Mm.
his son to be
Yes.
married. So I would definitely tell my music, maybe I want my son to marry your daughter. And definitely this guy maybe won't agree on, let her first finish school, then maybe after I can, marry her. Definitely straight away they will leave you with no choice. Maybe if you're at school, you take him to Juba and all that, then how your marriage is arranged and all that. So a few months you are definitely given out.
That's
So
true.
whereby you are left with decision or choice to make. So such things, I don't know how it is right now, because with time they don't last in
That's true.
at homes. You marry somebody you didn't like at the first place, but as you say, uh, customs or cultures, it's something okay. You can get married by then 15 years, 14 years, 17, you're already married at your home, because you have no school to look at or
That's
other
true.
dreams, because most of the dreams of ladies back then, it's just getting married and have kids. But today's generation is kind of different. I'm very sure it's something as you now really you can't accept, even though you know what to do. There are rights that can help you or protect you in all means. So if you look at how it is in South Sudan today, who do we really look up to protect such girls or teenagers actually in the country? Because if parents are actually agreeing with their kids to be married, then definitely there are people you need to run to again.
Well, that's really a very tough question.
Yeah.
I would say that. So if the parents themselves are the ones giving the girls out, or the younger girls out to get married at an early age, or let's say arranged marriage, then I don't know who would really look after or to, because they are the ones actually doing the practices. And sometimes I would feel it's not most of the parents that would want to give their girls, but sometimes we have the pressure from the parents or the relatives, let's say the people around them. We also have the pressure from the society itself. For instance, you could have like girls today, you could have like two daughters. One of them would want to go to school, and they are pretty, they are tall. To us, where we come from as South Sudanese, the women are rated, by their height, their beauty. So when someone has a tall daughter somewhere there, let's say for instance, you in your family, you know, you have those futures. Your father would be like, I want my daughter to study. I want Ajok to become a civil engineer. But then your relatives who are back in the village, they're like, you know what?
Yeah,
We
she's
want
taking
500 from her. She's
Yeah.
taking long. And why is she not getting married? So that's why I would say that sometimes it's only not the family that would want to intend to do that, but also the pressure that would come from the relatives. I have a friend whose young sister got married when she was literally not turning 18. She was underage. It's just because the uncles were like, you know what, because her name is called Cholok, so she needs to come back and
Cholok?
pay Cholok. Cholok in Dinka means, you have to pay the dowry back, isn't it? So she has to get married and chol those hog, or they have to like pay back those
Yeah.
dowries. Probably because
Yeah.
maybe the mother she
Wasn't
got
married. Yeah.
she got married with a lot of cows. So they're like, you know what? Because she's beautiful, she's tall and all that. She has to get
refund
married.
the cows.
She has to refund the cows and get married. So you see, sometimes I would think it's not only your parents that want that, but also the people around your parents, the relatives, the society also. So to me, I think it's just not only the parents. We also have other factors such as the social, cultural aspect about it, or the factor of people who are back home still practicing those, beliefs. When, for instance, your family come to town, yes, and then they have a different lifestyle, but still for them they're in that lifestyle. So remember, your father has an uncle, has the dad, or has the relative, so they would want to give him pressure. So that question will still stand pending, who to look up to or onto. So yeah, that's my opinion.
So Ajok, any experiences or some things you have seen there or friends, or a friend to a friend that you see maybe still struggling after the marriages, or maybe.
Anyway, hi, my name is Ajok. So when I first heard this topic, I was skeptical because this is something that's so sensitive. First of all, as me, I've always wanted to be a young parent. I don't know. Since I was like 15,
Wanted to be
16.
a young?
Yes, I've always wanted to be a young parent. I don't know. Even, can I still be a young parent? I mean, I'm in my 20s. But if I got married to somebody in 70s, am I still a young parent?
At 17?
Yeah, but it depends on your
70s.
age. Your age, the age you would be,
So,
getting
That's
married
just a
at.
number. So
No, age is the number, and age is the only aspect that brings the whole thing together. When you say age is
Yeah.
just the number.
that's just talking. She can still find love at 70 years.
No, if I got married to somebody in their 70s and I'm in my 20s, is that still
No,
early?
as long as you're above 18. The word early means
Okay.
above 18.
Anyways.
Above the legal age.
So my dream has not come true. Let's talk about the other ones now.
Yeah.
So I really, really, really discourage early marriages and forced because these girls barely know anything. Back in my hometown, as soon as a girl got her first periods like this,
Yeah.
she's given out. They think she's mature and she knows what she's doing, but that's not it. She's still getting used to changing her pads. She's just now getting the emotions, she's handling a lot. And then she's already given out. Now she has to learn how to take care of a man, and then she's giving birth, and then she's learning how to take care of a baby all at once. So it's really terrible. And I think it's still going on right now. But just that recently, to some girls, I feel like it's a choice. But some have tried school, and school becomes difficult. They can't do it. They're ready to get married.
Yes.
So some of the parents are like, okay, if you're not studying, you're going to be given off. And they're like,
true.
fine. So they get somebody that has cows, so who is ready to marry, and they can just take them anytime. So I would say before it's forced. Recently, it's not forced, though the age is still a big challenge because there are girls at 17, 16 still being given out. But of recent, it's really not forced. But still a problem because the girls are still underage and they are taken to families where the man is having 4 wives, 3 wives, 2 wives. She doesn't know anything.
That's true.
She has to learn. She's getting pressure from the other wives, and there's a lot of competition.
I had because the elder wives, let's say the first ladies,
Yeah.
they force these young girls to respect them. Like,
They have to call them mother. They have to call
Definitely.
them mom.
No, it's something definitely in the culture. Like, for
Yeah.
us, we believe
Yeah.
we have to respect the elderly people, no matter the cause, whether she's your co-wife, whether she's your mom, whether she's your stepmother, you have to.
You
Whether
have
she's your
to
sister,
call
you
her
have to.
mom.
So now with that, I think she'll lose her freedom as a child, or her childhood freedom. She won't be having the freedom of maybe trying to have her own opinion whenever she's speaking, or she will always be limited. She can't have a say in something because they're going to treat her as a young girl, or just the last wife, or like you don't have a say. And also with, let's say, with polygamy, sometimes the little girls or the last wives, they also don't have a say. It's
They
always
don't.
the bigger wives that
Yeah.
get to say, today we are deciding this and that. So I think with that also would affect their decision, their personality when as they're
They're
growing.
just shut down. Because there's a wedding I saw recently. The girl was literally crying in church. She was
Oh my
crying. And then the uncles or the
That's
relatives were
terrible.
like, no, she will fall in love once she's married. She's going
After.
to love the guy. Yeah, they were
That's what
forcing
people
her to
think.
enter the car. And she was crying. They're like, no, don't mind her. She's going to fall in love once she's... Like, how is she going to fall in love?
And she's been crying at first.
She's
How
been
would she?
crying the whole time.
I feel like that's really
I don't know
unfair.
how somebody's, even the people that are conducting, how are you giving this a go ahead when somebody's crying?
They have interests. They have their own interests. That's why they wouldn't bother. Even you would find that the mother is feeling bad. Actually, she's feeling awful.
But
But
she has no
you know,
choice.
the
She has
husband
no
would
say.
always, silence the woman and say,
Yeah.
I'm the man of the house.
I have more rights over her. She can't.
You wouldn't say nothing much.
Yeah. But I think there are girls who agree to join because sometimes they already know the wives that you have at home. And if you feel the guy is having, let's say it's loaded, he's having money, some girls do agree though,
Really?
to be part of the family. Yeah.
Some do, yes.
With
Some
their
do.
own
Recently,
choices. This
some
is not
do.
like concerning families
No, of recent, yeah, it's
Most of
happening
them
a
are
lot.
doing it. If they try outside, they can't be independent. Money is not coming. Maybe they have tried some shop thing and it's not coming. They're like, why don't I just get married to this rich guy?
But I also feel like it's also lack of education, actually.
Yeah.
Just like the way you are, you went to primary school, you went to high school, until at your age right now, you're at the university pursuing your Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering. You
Yeah.
would really know that if you graduate, you would have the potential one day. You're going to be, going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to be one of the baddest engineers in town. When you go to school, you start developing your skills. What you're good at doing. You start having a future ahead of you.
Yeah.
But now, if you're not attending to education or going to school or getting educated, you always feel like a man would have to provide for you.
So it's like peer pressure and influences because
Yes.
these young girls do live life is
Pressure, influence, and also
Yeah.
education contribute to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So don't also forget the peer pressure as well. It comes
Yeah.
with that, especially girls these days. Everyone wants to be a don.
I'm still being peer pressured.
Oh my God! I pray you get healed.
Because some girls, they feel like some girls are really living their life, which is just for meantime.
Yeah.
Because let's say you get married to that man, it will definitely spoil you for just now.
But you also need to have
Like-
your own.
But you have to have
the
your
feeling.
own. It doesn't matter if the guy is providing everything. Like me now, I've gone to school. I don't mind if he says, okay, I don't want you to work. But if the money can sustain us, not just basic needs like are the kids going to school, is the
Yeah.
rent being paid? I want extra for leisure.
Having a luxury life.
Yeah, I want. If we can, the only time I'll put down my degree if he can
Provide
do
100%.
everything. If I want, okay, can we have a vacation with the kids?
Mhm.
Can we just say, okay, this weekend let's go to Zanzibar? If he can't do that, I'm not going to be a housewife.
Sure.
I will sit there with my laptop. Yes, he doesn't want me to go
do
to.
that for that
He
meantime.
doesn't
I don't-
want me
I
to
don't
go
even
to
expect it,
the
like 3
office.
years, 4 years, you would still ask
Sustainability
to
is
be in
something
Zanzibar.
constant.
And the
It's
guy
not for
agrees.
men.
He doesn't
Time.
want me to go to the office. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm going to be doing something on my laptop at home, getting extra income. So it's not about. You have to do something. You have to have something
Something
for
of your
yourself.
own.
Because what happens? What if he dies tomorrow? What if he loses a job
That's
tomorrow?
true.
Who is going to sustain the family?
By the way.
That's why they have to really
So it's
embrace
like you have
school.
to be having your strategies.
You have to have
and-
some-
You have
something.
to. So education is not just going to school,
Yeah.
learning how to read and write.
And
Yeah.
put everything aside and then let the man take care of you.
I have to remember these are young girls who haven't experienced anything in life right now, but few are exposed to how girls get rid of men. Before things get worse. They are told it's his money, and then by the time it's the whole
not
thing
his
is
money
done.
anymore.
Yeah, it would at least get you somewhere. Oh, it find you when you have established yourself
Yes.
on certain things, on survival and all that. So there are few girls actually who target, it's like they go there to get something, then they go establish themselves.
But
In the sort of just let's say now,
Meantime.
meantime, like immediately.
Okay,
how
they see
man
the,
enters
the,
them.
the immediate pleasure but
That's also
I don't
peer
think
pressure.
I don't think they think of the long term, like in 10 years, am I still
It's
going to be
true.
with this person in 5 years? What if he doesn't have this money anymore? Will I stick around?
Actually, now there are guys who come from abroad.
Yeah.
Juba, they come to Kampala, Kenya, look for these young girls that, will give them like nothing. Then a yes, normally a yes. Because I'll be like, I'm from America, I'm here looking, for a woman to marry. I've gotten my money, everything. I just want someone to settle with.
They're giving them false hopes.
I think they give them
Obviously,
these hopes that they will go abroad with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when somebody says they are from abroad, even if they were living in a kitchen, they will just
So
he's
they'll
from
be
abroad.
excited by
These
the way.
guys don't want to. They don't.
He's-
they don't
he's
even
from
like,
abroad,
bother
I'll
to
do
find
it.
more. But like maybe what do you do? Do you have kids
dear.
and all that? All they think like, cause this guy maybe eventually come with money. Then they
Yes.
spoil you
So
around
they
and
think
all
they're
that,
going to,
confusing
change
you
their
and-
life.
Yeah. So by the time now this guy reaches your family, it's already a years from you
Yeah.
that somebody you don't even know more about. So there are guys who leave these girls here. They come,
Yeah.
maybe they bring you to Kampala
Mhm.
or Nairobi or Ethiopia or even South Sudan
Mhm.
to get for you where to stay, maybe rent for you and all that. So you be here as is in America. I think maybe you've
And
seen
his
that.
life
It
is going on.
Yes, it happens a lot, by
so
the
you
way.
stay here by yourself. This guy might take two years
Or 3 years for the processes to happen for him to take you back to,
Maybe he left you with a child, maybe one. So definitely you'll get another child in 4 years or 3. So these girls, like what it is right now,
Mhm.
they go on, like, men are everywhere, of course. They don't know you are married or what and all that. And sometimes they think it's excuse for girls to escape
They don't
them.
care. I've seen so many girls these days on TikTok saying I can be your third wife. I can be. Have you seen that?
No, I think this comes from the social media pressure as well. Everyone is being influenced of
Everyone
trying
is
to look
getting
like someone.
married.
Now today, if for instance you got married, and then you got married to, let's say, a rich guy, and then
Yeah.
I'm your friend, I'm like, I want to get married like a Joe. At her age, I want to have whatever she's having. Just trying to be influenced by the people around. That's what happens these days,
Wow.
especially. Everyone is just excited for trying to live other people's life. Like, you're not trying to be yourself.
So actually, there are also young boys out there that are being forced actually also to get married. So I don't know if you've seen that.
I
But it's
haven't.
a rare case.
I haven't. It's so rare.
It's a rare case compared to the population
Yeah.
of
But
girls
people
getting
don't see
married.
it like it's a problem actually.
No, it's a problem. Just that it's rare. It barely happens.
Yeah.
So I think because
Do
of
you think
how
it's a
rare
problem
it
to
is,
side guys or?
it is
Yeah, it
because
is.
the same thing the girl's facing. Even him, he won't have a voice in his house. He won't have a voice.
Yeah.
The lady will be doing
Manipulate
everything.
him.
Because I have a
And
friend
he's
actually.
every time he's going to be reminded, you're the man, but I'm the one doing everything. I'm the one providing, so you have to bow down to me.
Yeah, he's going to lose his freedom.
So he's still going to lose his self-esteem, and
Yes,
he's going
his
to be
freedom as
depressed.
well.
His freedom.
Because I had a friend that actually he was 17 years. That's around 2019. He got married because his dad is one of the generals actually in the
Yeah.
country right now. But he had his aunties, uncles that tell him like,
Force him to get
yeah,
married.
you need to get married before your father loses everything. Because
It happens to the firstborns mainly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It happens to the firstborn sons mainly.
It's not like it's the top boys to the dad or the first son. It's just a child because he had elder brothers. That
Or
are-
maybe they
that
are not
married.
responsible. I've seen this. They can be a big family, but then the father's looking at that one boy. Maybe
That's
the
true.
big ones are drunkards, so they already have kids outside.
No,
but then
the
there's
issue
that
was
one boy.
Is to his mother. I
He's
don't
the
know
only
how
He's the
many
only
the
one.
dad had.
Yes,
You
that's a
see?
condition as
But
well.
he's still
That's a
young,
condition.
definitely.
Yes, he's still young. But they always enforce when it comes to a boy, they always do that if he's either a firstborn
Yeah.
or the parents are old and he's the only responsible one they can see. So they want him to take responsibility when they are still around. That's why most times they push him to get married.
So
but
you
it's
feel
still
it's
stressful.
definitely fine. It's okay.
No, it's not fine.
No, it's okay.
He's still a kid.
It's still
Because
he
you
gets
bring this woman home, and definitely you're all kids. You have your moms, 8 of them in the house.
But the thing is that if the boy gets married or he marries at an early age, is
His
the
age mate?
family would be around him actually. It's not like he's going to have his house
He's going
somewhere.
to move out.
No,
Yeah.
he's going to be within the family, and the wife will be within the family, and the family will be very closer to him.
They will guide them.
Yeah, most of the responsibilities would be coming from the family, not
Yeah.
from him himself. So if he has the
Yeah.
chance to go back to school, he can actually go back to school and complete.
It's normal because there are guys who definitely you let's say your dad is having money was the general actually, and you stay in the same house because there are guys, having a lady pushes you somewhere. You need
It's
to do
true,
something by
it's
yourself
true.
as a man. But there are guys who will, definitely tell their dads to find something for them, like to do. See, he's also a man with a wife, so the father should do something about that. And sometimes they're being pushed, you are sent somewhere, you're doing this and that, you actually, put up also in the army, you are getting some money
Yes.
there, and then that your dad is there actually for you, but you're also earning, your own money. So, but there are guys who are just, comfortable with just earning from
Getting
their
handouts
dads,
from their
actually.
parents.
Yeah.
So, which is like not the case. So we should, push these guys. Even though your dad is having something, try to do something for yourself. Because definitely there are guys now with wives or women. Once you have the lady, you stop doing anything. You hustle harder. Because not like definitely kids or these teenage boys or anything. These are even in your 30s or 40s. Once you have your first child,
It's definitely.
there's a way you go ahead in life.
Yes, it's nature.
Yeah. So at least there, if you have your kid, try to go ahead, do something for yourself. Maybe you can leave the house, have your own house as well. Because if my dad is having like 8 wives, we are all in the same house. It is very hard. If you do actually, who can manage to put you at your own house with your kids? Like,
Also the polygamy comes with a lot of factors.
ours is different.
Yeah.
Other side of the world, ladies they don't agree to be in the same. You might be having money as well, but
But we're
at
still
least,
living in the cultural norms and ways and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if I marry the last born actually in our culture, I have to stay at home because I'm the one supposed to take care of the mother and the father. So I have to be at home. I don't have to move out unless he makes a decision that I move out. But other than this, I have to be home.
Remember, this is a house with more than 8 wives. Oh, you want to
Yeah.
look at the guy's
We all
mother
live-
like his.
No, but we all live
biological mom.
in let's say 80% we
Yeah.
live in polygamy family or polygamous family.
Yeah.
So with that, I think the woman would have no choice but to stay in that very big household with many women and many families. The more that there are many women, when there are women a lot in one.
Yeah, because there are guys who don't
chaos start
actually
to come.
get the
The more
point of
chaos.
Yeah.
getting married within our cultures or within South Sudan. Love is funny. It takes you places. You go Kenya,
Yes,
Once
I
you
agree
bring
with that. Love
a
has no
different
color
girl,
and region.
like, who's not exposed to
Yeah.
how people is. Because actually, we here in Uganda, if let's say you're renting and the landlord comes to the house and find like 2 to 3 women in there,
Yeah.
like this your auntie, be like, no, all of them are our moms. I remember there's one landlord was like, how is your dad convincing all ladies to
In one
to stay
place.
To stay in the
one
same
How he's
place.
convincing all
like,
those.
here in Uganda, we can kill ourselves.
Oh, I
If you
know.
have money for all these ladies, better you get their
Separate houses.
Yeah. Now these guys, you get your Kenyan chick, love till you think she can fit. Actually, it's hard now.
It's very
Once
hard,
it enters the family, because
Yes.
you personally you treat her different.
Yes.
She doesn't know more about how family is, how our cultures, do it in terms of marriages. So you take this girl home as your wife, your dad accept, maybe your mom accept, but how people live,
It's totally
it's
different.
what will force her, out of the house again.
It's true.
So that's why you find a guy, he has once maybe, let's say the first woman in his life was a foreigner or different country, but ran away. Maybe it was 2 kids after, now he has to marry within.
And also that I think it's the reason as why encourages, polygamy. Because now if today you're at a certain age, you're being forced to marry someone's daughter. If, for instance, your father is a general, then he wants you to marry another general's daughter. It's like let's say arranged marriage. So with that, you might
I've
not
attended
find
a lot of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
that this is the woman of your choice.
Yeah.
Everyone has choices when it comes to trying to settle with someone.
Yeah.
So in time, you would try to find the person you love. So with that makes you having 2 women. So I feel like this is one of the factors that can
Is that the
also,
same with the girls?
No, with the men mostly would encourage polygamy. Even the girls at an early age, if I'm being forced to marry someone, and then when I grow up.
Because how do you find the love of your life when you are married and you are...
No, but when it comes to men's case, it's also cheating. Don't you think so, Ajok?
Yeah.
Polygamy is something normal already in the country.
So when it comes to men, polygamy, it's okay. When it comes to women, it's cheating.
I joke. I can't marry you, then you find your love of your life as a woman.
What if you married me to a 50 years or 70, let's say 70 years old man, and I was just, for instance, you're one
you
of
were
my
already
parents.
dating. Let's say you were already dating, but then they organize.
A 70 years old man.
She has the love of her life outside.
15.
She's married to you.
Definitely when the man dies, God forbid, you try to, find someone that can, accompany you in life. So I think with all that brings, the aspect of polygamy, the aspect of...
Like finding love of your life. It is.
How is that cheating? But then you're allowed to go and, marry as many as women you want.
So maybe that's why these young girls target the old men, because...
But it's not like it's intentional.
Monitor your life or what you do.
But I don't feel like it's intentional.
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes they are forced to marry these older men, and with time they're just tired, and then they want to move on with life.
Yeah. Marrying somebody their age is going to be a struggle. They know that when they grow old together at some stage, it's going to discard her and get someone else. So why not marry the older guy that's going to treasure you until he dies?
And then get another
and you're
one.
At peace. And you're at peace. Then marrying somebody your age, you all grow old. He gets somebody, because now let's say if we are the same age, I'm going to look older than you if I start giving birth, and people are going like, oh, your wife looks so old. Are you? Is that your big sister? Is that your mom? And for you, maybe
auntie.
when we are both now 35, you're 35, and I look 40, and for you look fresh. So they are going to be like, so you get someone else. But if this young girl gets married to somebody in their 40s, she will continue. They will be growing together, but she will always look young.
That's why they said there have to be a standard difference between a wife and a husband.
That's like...
Yes, there should be a standard age gap, between you and your wife.
Like
you can,
30 years?
No, the 30 is extremely too much. Like, to me, standard is like, let's say...
5 to 10?
5 to 10, in between there.
Like if
I'll go for 10.
Yeah.
If you're 27, you can't marry a 50-year-old.
A 50-year-old lady or man?
A man. Let's say you as a girl.
You can't.
To 50.
Yeah. And
If the girl is 27 and the guy is 50,
I don't know if that's...
Well...
Yeah?
No, if she's 27 and the guy is 50, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Personally, to me, I would feel like that's not fine.
It's fine.
Because, I'm just 27 and he's 50. Ajok, by the time he's 60, I'm 30. Also, marriages is something you cannot get out from.
I don't know.
Just think about it,
Man. There's nothing
No, okay, Ajok, I'm just trying to convince you to think about it. That, when you reach your 30, at least there are some common things you need to share with your husband. Going for vacation together, having fun together.
I don't mind.
But look
that's
at
his age.
The gap. He comes from a
if he
different
doesn't feel good,
age, generation.
You go alone.
No, he will go. I will be in my pictures. If I don't mind if he's there. If he doesn't want to be there and he feels like, oh, it's going to be insecure, that's your problem. I'm having fun.
That's your husband.
That's my husband.
Okay.
But at least I don't mind.
To convince you.
I don't mind.
But men are going through a lot, man. I would say that.
What do you mean?
You be in your 60s.
Stressing you.
But they're the ones they're the ones that will go for the younger ones. Why are you looking at a young girl in your 60s? Why can't you go for
But
those?
the issue is, actually, Winnie is right, because what I see, a 60 years old man
has a different lifestyle.
Let's say, as he's talking about the vacation,
yes,
we go to Mombasa or wherever people go to. You will not even be happy to put me in your pictures.
By the way, not only that,
these girls tend to post their own pictures a lot.
I will put you there.
Without the man.
The public is going to look at me. I will put you there. I don't mind. You will be there.
But
it's only me.
A 20 years old girl, she has so much energy. She's so much into life. A 60 years old man has retired from life. He has seen
I didn't force him.
This guy is
no, but I didn't force
old.
him to marry me, did I?
We're going to have different vibes.
He wanted to. I didn't force him. So it's how he feels.
Yeah, I know you can be happy, but not with the cameras and all that. So the happiness
You know
comes
that.
behind the cameras. There are girls
Yes.
who tend not to even allow a shoe to appear
To
on their
appear,
pictures.
But remember, marriage is something for life. It's a reunion.
Yeah.
It's okay to us. We the Africans, it's something like doomed for life. But you know, to
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who have the Western culture, it's okay. I can marry you today.
Yeah.
In 2-3 years, I'm okay. We're divorcing. It's fine. So when it comes to us, we the Africans, the South Sudanese,
Yeah.
we worship marriage, we honor marriage. That's why when you get divorced, people would look at you in a certain way, like, you know, she was a failed wife. They won't
Yeah.
even look at your husband, the reason is why, you know, he could contribute to the factors of the divorce. So to me, I think marrying someone, it's not a joke. It's not because he has money, he has luxury, he's going to give you a lot. It's something that you have to look at and have calculative steps. That, you know, if I marry him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to happen. If I marry him, something might have happened to my life. So you have to think on the bigger
Like you've
perspective or
given
the
up,
picture.
maybe.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. So in this, teenage marriages,
Yeah.
I think most of the, let's say, the rich families,
Yes.
I feel like they are driving us so fast, in because
Yeah.
they are the most like do go down to, these families that are not, well established, as I would say, and they normally feel like they get what they want. Because if there's a young, beautiful lady that is, like not a wealthy family, it's easier for them to get
Yeah.
her compared
It's true. She's the one with a stronger family.
yeah. So it's like they take advantage of,
Of
such
a few.
families.
That's what we call social economical
And
aspect.
when you reach the parents, it's like an opportunity for them. For them, they are okay.
Yeah.
Definitely, they will not consider your future, your school, because they feel like they're also struggling
They're tired.
with everything they're doing to you.
Yes.
So they're like, we get rich and she's going to be taken care of.
Yes, of
Just
course,
give her
definitely.
out.
Because the family that comes to, you know, to ask for her hand, it's a
It's a
powerful
well-off,
family,
yeah.
a rich family. So
They will
it's
take
an
care of
easy
her,
saying.
and we shall
Yeah.
get rich.
So I feel, apart from school, there should be, communities, let's say, like educating, about these early marriages and forced marriages, because at least it reach out to the families and they know the dangers that comes out, because it shouldn't be actually now about money, or because in other world they see you paying 300 cows or 300 or 400 cows.
It's a huge
To,
farm.
to the outsiders, they feel like they're selling you out actually.
Yeah.
It's at some point it's
Because you
actually
feel like
They're like,
selling
they're
out.
buying
like
love.
here, I'll pay 200 cows. They feel what
Someone
I
even wonder where did you get those 200 cows
do
from?
you still have something to you and the girl to have
To take care of
at your home?
yourselves after.
Yeah, it's like it's how the culture is. So
Actually-
it's really hard. So if there are communities that would come out, push the kids to focus in school,
Yeah.
or teach the parents of the dangers in these early marriages, at least in the next years coming, it will be something like becomes,
Yeah,
something
there'll
like
be
hard to do.
improvement.
Yeah, to marry a girl that, younger than you. Because definitely this guy would even marry someone that will be their daughter.
It's true.
Yeah, which is really very bad. So they still, with the culture. And these kids now, they're exposed to the modern ways of,
Yes, it's definitely
Yes.
true.
sometimes the marriage they want is not even done. You pay your cows, you take her. There's not even marriage that is done.
And there is
Yeah.
no guarantee that she's going to go back to
Yeah.
school.
You left with choice. Some guys do. Maybe at
A
least maybe
few
I
of
would
them.
agree.
A few of them.
Yeah, would still leave you with your family, or maybe would
And then
just
you
support
finish
you.
school.
I don't know if that's engagement
Or they let
or
you
booking
grow.
or
That's just engagement.
Or they let you grow. There are
Yeah,
some
yes,
that
yeah.
let the girl
they
grow.
pay your cows, everything,
let
and
you grow,
they leave
yeah.
you to continue with schools.
But
Yeah.
that's on a rare case,
Yeah, it's on a
Very
rare case,
rare.
but there are some that do
At
it.
least when you give birth to your first and your second child,
Yeah.
then they're going to, be
It's
like,
putting some men on losses.
You
because-
see, there is. We actually have a law, a Child Act law in South Sudan.
a child.
Yes,
A Child
there
Act
is a
law.
Child Act law of
Okay.
2008.
Hmm.
That's it says that girls have to be the minimum age
it's
is
18, above
yes
18 years
18 and
old.
above. But this law has not been
practiced.
It has not been practiced. I think because of the culture, guys. Culture is such a big, I don't know,
Obstacle
yeah, to so many of these
to the
things.
girls and the boys
Because
as well.
the law has not been put into place, and it's there in the books. And then in 2018 they tried to do a campaign, but who paid attention to
Any
it?
campaign.
A campaign
A
that
campaign
stops early
against
child
early-
marriages.
Yeah.
And still, even again in 2019 they tried to do some action plan against they were doing runs
Yeah.
to end early child marriage.
Yes.
It's not many people that participated, so
Yes.
this thing, it has to be the government and the community
It's
to
true.
agree that it's not right to marry our kids. Because as a father, how do you look in your child's eyes at 12 and tell her that I'm going to give you out? Like, you don't have, that's not even love, that's not, I
I
don't
think that's
know.
so frustrating, by the way. But it's not that. It's
How
not
do you
love.
look at your child and tell them I'm going to give you out to this
You know,
old man?
Ajok, it's like a circle actually. A circle of which,
It
let's
has
say, for
happened,
instance,
yeah.
that your mother before has been given off, or your father sees that he's going to tell you. Even for me, I married when I was 16 or I was 15.
So it's
Your
not- it's
father
not a
wouldn't feel
problem
like,
for
it's a
them.
problem. It's like something they're
Yeah,
already
yeah.
actually used to. You see, even some of our moms, like, they got married at 14, 16. So some of them really pray that such things don't happen to their daughters. And some of them see it as a normal thing. They tell you, you're going to get used to it. It's okay.
They tell you at your age I had
two
three
children.
kids.
Thank you. Up to now. When I was your age, I had
I
4
had-
kids. I had
uh-huh.
5 kids. When I was
I
your
had
age,
already
I was
given
a
birth
woman.
to you. So
It's something like a circle to me that we need to get out of, and we need to break that circle.
Because I remember I went to Juba. My grandma was there. She just came actually from the village to Juba because she's in late 80s, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time she saw me, she expected me to
Separating.
maybe to come with my wife or
Yeah.
something like that, or kids.
Why are you still single?
I told her I'm still young and haven't established myself like in
There is
terms.
nothing called
Do you know what she
establishment.
told me? It's like if we had done that, trying to get
You know.
money, cars, cows, houses,
And then we were young by
after
then.
that, then you get married. It's like you wouldn't have been here actually.
It's true, by the
So,
way.
I think of it. She was right, but definitely that's back then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell her that, but that's back then. Now
Yes,
it's
these
true.
days everything
Oh,
costs
in
money.
different era.
Like these days everything is
Yeah.
costly. Back then they were being supported. Maybe you have your uncle, they will support you.
Yeah, back
Everybody,
then life
but right,
was more
yeah, right,
easier.
yeah. Now you have to pay for water, medical bills. So
For rent,
there are
you
more
have to pay for
sicknesses.
education.
The sicknesses
The
keep
hospital
advancing
and,
It's true.
with technology.
New
So
pandemics every
and
day.
everything is just costly.
Yeah.
so it's that's how it is, and that's what they believe in. That's why you see they
That's
don't
why
care
the
much
culture
about.
norms that we're
Yeah,
saying, Ajok
yeah.
said it's a big obstacle
Yeah,
to
it
the
is.
girl child and the boy child.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
cool.
have to
As
just
we come to the end of the show, you guys, I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok concerning South Sudanese food. You cook?
I definitely do. It's something like for every let's say for every girl.
cook what?
No.
It depends.
You know, you see this one.
No, but
It
it's
depends. Cook
culturally,
what?
but culturally, it's something normal, And we, the women, we have to learn how to
Sudanese
cook.
men, they don't ask a lot of things as long as you cook and they know what you can cook. That's
They say the
definitely South
happiest, the
Sudanese
easiest way
food.
to reach to a man's happiness is, where? His
So I don't
stomach.
qualify.
Exactly. I joke, you cook?
I cook some.
Yeah.
I cook some. I can't make kisra.
She learned.
So that's a red flag now.
And to me, I don't know, but it's food called korofo or something like that. But all ones,
Combo.
it's combo.
Yes.
There's nothing like korofo or something.
There is also korofo. It depends from where you come from and what food you're so easily adapted
I joke,
to.
So you
can't-
have to
can't
know-
make a cob or cob walwal.
I can't make a cup. I can't make
Actually,
kisra.
Walwal, but you eat it.
I can't make a walwal.
But you
you
eat
eat
it.
it.
Yeah.
How do you feel something you can't cook, you eat it?
It's normal. There's as
It's
long as
very
there is
normal.
chance for you to
Yeah.
learn,
Yeah.
you'll always learn. Actually, even me, I've been trying to learn how to do a cup recently.
Yeah.
And
I've
then
not been
people were
trying.
laughing at me and I felt terrible at my age. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But as long as there is a room for learning, you always learn. Even the Kisra joke, as long as there is a room for it, you learn.
I don't know.
So you guys are coming to the end of the show. Unless there's anything you guys want to add on, or awareness, or a message to these girls that are going through a lot, actually, or those that are willing to, or those have been introduced to the families that will be married in the next month or years that are coming, actually. So if you can have any message that to tell them or something, I think it will be much free and easy for them to hear from here, actually.
I think on my side, I would say it's actually been a very good topic for me because it's
Okay.
something that's been happening. Even with the recent release reports, of which in 2013 we had 39% of girls going to school, and in 2020 of recent we have 52%. That's mean the population is increasing. More girls are going to school. So if there are more girls going to school, we're going to have more girls in different aspects, or let's say different careers. If we have more girls going to school, we'll break the circle of early marriage. Imagine if we have two choices as a woman: you either get married or you go to school. So now, if I'm attending to school, I have 8 years of my primary, I have 4 years of my high school, and then I have another 4 years of my university. So this makes almost 16 years of my entire life. So that would delay me from getting, married at an early age. So also education plays a very big role aspect. And that if we allow our girls going to school, one, would break the circle of early marriage. Two, would encourage these girls to have different careers. If they're wishing to become a doctor, they're wishing to become an engineer, if they want to be journalists, whatever background they want to fall into, will help them. And then secondly, we Africans, we believe in culture norms, but still at some point, we have to put our cultures aside, and then, we have to follow the modernization.
Sure.
The more the women are in different fields, the more there is development, because, a woman is very smart. So today, if you have a teacher as a female, she's going to contribute to that. Faculty teacher, you have an engineer. So women naturally are smart. So if we give them the opportunity to go to school, to learn, to build themselves, I think would have a better South Sudan.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's my saying.
Really cute.
Well, and to me, first of all, there's this culture, there's this line I had recently when I went to Juba. I had my uncle told me, when are you getting done with school? You've been studying forever.
When are you getting out of school?
Done. You've been studying forever. And then he has this thing where he says, in Dinka, gal nya kachira la dukanto, like a girl is like a cloth in the shop. So when she's displayed, anyone interested can come and buy. So I want to tell all the Dinka girls out there, so you can be who you can be. And for those that those that have been married off already, you can still learn a skill. You don't have to sit and depend solely on the man. I'm not saying be biased or be defiant. I'm just saying you can learn something, because anything can happen anytime. You can learn crocheting, just a small skill. You can learn something on the computer. You can do online trading and selling and all this, just to have something that makes you feel important if anything happened tomorrow. Because if marriages fail in the Dinka tribe, the man remains with the kids and kicks you out. So you don't have to go to zero level. You can have something that you can do, something that occupies your time. You can be nursing your baby and you're crocheting. You can be nursing your baby and you're on your computer doing something. So to all the girls that have been married there, I'm really urging you to learn something that can help you, something of value that you can spend your time on. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool, because what I would say, it's these girls actually, as you said, to believe in themselves. There's much more to do after, with your life, not marriage first. To the country, actually, I would say it shouldn't be only the government building schools. We've been, away from the country. There are a lot of things. There are private hospitals, there are private schools that people build actually for their own benefits.
For their own.
So at least, to have a higher number of schools that would, push these people,
It's true,
keep them busy in schools. Even though you have something, at least build a school. Even though hospitals and all that, there's experiences. We can have experiences, though it will not be actually through education, but you can be working in a hospital, you can learn
Can
more
be a nurse.
without
true.
even going to school. So at least I encourage those that can do more on that.
Can learn something on the
Build
side,
school
yeah.
for your own. Then it will help in a way because these girls will be going to school.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, not only girls as well, including
Even the boys,
even
yeah.
the boys as well. So now worldwide we have potentials. As South Sudanese,
It's
the
true.
color is doing amazing. Is paying a lot.
It's
Their
true.
sports.
Yeah, it's
their
true.
models. A joke, maybe you can highlight more on that.
Yeah.
So there are bigger things to do in life, than just focusing on
Yeah.
On
forcing
marriage.
these girls to leave the houses and
Yeah.
be aware that they're not happy. So believe in yourself, do more, engage yourself with friends that have bigger
It's true.
impact with their lives. Learn
Yeah.
from them, and as they push you, so that your mind also don't only
developed.
focus
Yes, to
in
say-
all this. Because the more you feel like you don't have what you want in life, marriage is the
You say
solution.
the idol man
Yeah.
is the workshop of the
Oh,
devil.
yeah, exactly. So once you feel like
When you're not
lacking in life,
busy, you
and
just
the
be
friends are
thinking
doing
of
amazing,
marriage.
girls now tend to have to just accept with
It's
with
true.
the marriages that end up as
So the
disaster.
girls should help us help you,
Yes,
the
and help
community, the
ourselves.
girls, and the government. It's a collective.
If they have a chance of educating their parents,
Yeah.
the importance of modeling, playing
But to me
basketball,
also-
football, yeah.
I think everything starts with advocating. It starts with me, it starts with a
Yeah.
joke, it starts with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what we're doing is we are actually advocating.
Mm.
The little impact could actually bring a very bigger change. So even the youth themselves, actually, I think we have to advocate for girl child
Ourselves,
education,
yeah.
boy child education. We have
Mhm.
to advocate for our rights. So we don't have to wait for the government, to start building schools.
Schools for it,
But we can
exactly.
start advocating on
Because
the
the
importance
government
of
can
going
build
to
the
school.
schools and they will be
Yes.
empty if
No one will be
one is
attending the
pushing them to
classes.
go to
Yeah,
school.
obviously, if the government
The
is building a
schools will
school
be
that
there,
are
but
cheaper,
they will not
then the
attend.
population will go.
Yeah, we also have to inspire the younger ones as
Yeah.
well.
Mm.
Yeah, so it starts with you, Mon.
Yeah.
The same way you did it today. You hosted me. You hosted a joke, and we came with different ideas to
Yeah.
find a better solution.
Mm.
So that's my saying actually.
That's advocating. So we are
Yes.
doing great. We
Yeah.
have actually done a lot
We're
here
doing
in
good.
advocating
Yes.
for the early marriages.
Yeah, it shouldn't be us actually. If you're out there and you feel like you can do more concerning teenage marriages or forced marriages,
The girls
in
need to
both
be
boys and
inspired.
girls,
Yes.
I
true.
feel like
please
most of
do.
them are wrongly raised because as long as you can walk, once you start speaking, every time they will tell you, is this how you'll behave in your man's house?
It's
Is
true,
this how
by
you'll
the way.
behave when you're married?
Definitely.
Is this every time? These are things, and for us, the educated ones, we ignore this every time because every time they're telling you, you're getting old, your friends are getting married.
When are you
are you
getting
finishing
married?
school?
Your
When are you
cousins-
introducing somebody? Like all the time.
It's
So I
true.
think like the girls need motivation. They really
need
do
someone
because
to
if
inspire
they
them.
just keep sitting there at home, they hear these voices from auntie, from mom, from
Yeah,
uncle.
yeah, sure.
Everybody is just
It's true.
telling
That's
you
the
this,
family and the
at the
environment is
end,
affecting
that's
them.
their only goal to get married.
True.
So thank you so much, Winnie and Ajok,
Thank you
for
too.
coming through. Would wish to see you again, guys.
Inshallah.
There are a lot of episodes that will be coming up, so it won't be actually with her, or maybe now that it should be with you or her. So there are a lot to talk about, concerning how things are in the country. So definitely, thanks for coming through. See you guys
Thank you
next
for
again.
having us.
So guys, thank you
for
for
having
being
us.
here with us. It has been your host Moon. See you guys in the next episode. If you haven't subscribed, please do as much as you can. Share it with your friends and loved one. We shall be having all our full videos on YouTube. Please check out our YouTube as the name again, KP Podcast. See you in the next episode. Bye bye, Manjek.